Lesson 6 is about journaling. There's going to be some practice at the end, so get out a notebook or some lined paper. Do you write in a journal regularly? If you don't, why not? And if you do, why? I'm going to talk about some benefits of journaling. Journaling can be a great tool for your emotional health. You can unload your thoughts and feelings on paper, not on people. So get it out before taking it out. You'll be able to get your emotions out and process them instead of bottling them up, which is unhealthy both emotionally and physically. Overall, journaling reduces stress. Journaling can increase your emotional intelligence. Writing in a journal helps you articulate, express, and process your emotions. It will help you notice trends in your life and thoughts. You will get to know yourself better and be able to solve problems more effectively. So journaling can help you with the emotional awareness that we discussed in the first lesson. As you better understand your own emotions, you can have increased empathy for others. Writing in a journal also increases your mental capacity, meaning it makes you smarter. Writing uses creativity as you free write and articulate your thoughts. It increases your communication skills as you work on writing your thoughts. It can improve your memory, comprehension, and thought processes. You can also increase your vocabulary and improve your writing skills. As you write about positive things, those things are reinforced in your mind. Minor events in our lives can easily slip out of our memories. We ruminate on negative occurrences, thinking about them and keeping them in our minds, so we remember those better. When we journal about the positive things in our days, we are more likely to remember them, leading to a happier view of life. And of course, journaling provides a record of your life. There are a lot of different types of journals. I'm going to go through several in the next slides. A regular journal is the traditional paper and pen journal, which is a notebook where you write down what happened in your daily life. A blog is an online journal that can include pictures. A blog can be public or private, so you can have it set so everyone can read it, only select people can read it, or only you can read it. A bullet journal has different pages for different things, like emotions, accomplishments, inspirational quotes. I would encourage you to look on Pinterest for pictures of bullet journals. They're really cool and can also help with the emotional awareness type things. I didn't include any of the cool pictures from Pinterest on here because then I would have to cite my sources, so these are just pictures of mine. A memory journal. You can devote a journal to writing memories of your childhood, a specific time in your life, or a lost family member. I have one blog devoted to memories of my childhood, and I intend to have 365 memories by the time it's done. When that's done, I want to do one with memories from my teaching, and that would be 180 or 181 entries, which is the length of a school year. I also have one where I have memories of my dad. An art journal is where you use art to express your emotions, but we'll talk about that more in a couple weeks. Sometimes writing your dreams can help you identify things that are of concern to you and are being presented subconsciously in your dreams. Plus, it can be pretty fun. You may devote a journal to writing about your emotions, their causes, etc. I went to one workshop where we were challenged to write every day about the condition of our heart at that moment and what caused that. It was pretty insightful. You wouldn't think writing down your negative thoughts would be a good idea, but kind of like with cognitive distortions, becoming aware of them helps you fight them. By writing down your negative thoughts, you can notice trends in your thinking and help solve that. A child journal. Write about one of your children or grandchildren and give it to them later. A scrapbook is a tactile combination of pictures and words. In a gratitude journal, you write a few things each day for which you are thankful. And don't just write a word or two. Write a whole paragraph explaining why you're thankful for that. In a scripture journal, you write your thoughts on scriptures as you read. You can use this with books or poetry or music, anything like that. Writing out your emotions as you deal with a loss can help you process the grief. Write about major news or local events, even things like the price of a gallon of gas, a movie ticket, a dinner out. They'll be interesting in the future to look back on. This is an example of a smash journal where you keep movie tickets or memorabilia in the journal. You can see that it doesn't take very long before you can't close that journal because there's too much in it. But it's still pretty cool. A one-line journal is a simple type of journaling where you write one sentence each day. You think you don't have time for journaling. You have time for one sentence. If you have a chronic illness or condition, keep track of your symptoms and the contributing factors. It might be helpful. Write letters to people with things you wish you could say but can't, either because the people are not around or the letters will cause harm. Sometimes it's really good to get out what you want to say, even if you're not actually saying it to the person. Some more things about journaling. When you write in a journal, you can free write or use prompts, questions, or journal joggers. On the course website, there is a document, I believe, called Journaling Questions. They're actually journal prompts, not questions, but that's my mistake. If you do not want to merely write about the events of the day, you could also devote each day to a different topic, like memories on Mondays, goals and dreams on Tuesdays, something like that. There are several mobile apps that can be used for various types of journaling, or you could use a Word document. These may be easier for you than handwritten journaling. However, there are benefits to writing your journal. It is actually more effective for processing your emotions if you're handwriting it. It also leaves a legacy of your handwriting for your descendants. The important thing is to use whatever type of journal works best for you. Now to practice. You'll need to set a timer for each of these three on this slide. For the first one, set a timer for 5 minutes. So pause this video, set the timer for 5 minutes, and just write about your day. Okay, the next one is a negativity journal. This time when you pause the video, set the timer for 2 minutes and write common or recent negative thoughts that you have had. One more, the gratitude journal. When you pause the video, set your timer for 3 minutes and write at least 3 gratitude statements, but write with detail, so write a paragraph for each one. This last practice is from a book called Let It Out, A Journey Through Journaling by Katie Dalebout. The handout for this class session has a summary of this, but I'm actually going to read the whole thing from her book so that it will help. So everything else I'm about to say on this slide, I'm reading from the book. I'm not actually a yoga teacher, and I don't use the word rad. The emo tool. Emotions that don't get let out of us end up setting up camp, not only in our minds, but also in our physical bodies. For instance, we might hold stress in our low back, causing pain, or worry in our stomach, causing digestive problems, or fear in our hips. There are many physical pain symptoms related to emotional trauma. 2 great resources about this are the Tapping Solution and You Can Heal Your Life. When I'm teaching my yoga classes the pigeon pose, which opens the hips, I often warn my students that long-buried emotions may come up. We hang on to lots of old emotions in our hips, other places too, but hips are a common place that emotions get stuck, and why so many of us experience tight hips. And if they don't get released by being felt, they can create tension in our bodies. This tool will help you relieve that. It allows you to break down your emotions one by one so that they're not so overwhelming and you can let them out of you completely. You'll feel a sense of release and relief after using this tool, as it will create an opening for you where the emotion can begin to drain out, no longer pent up and accumulating. Directions. Step 1. Define the emotion you've been feeling the most lately. It's important to choose just one, even if you've been feeling a lot of different things. It could be either positive or negative. It could be anything from bliss to jealousy to anger to loneliness. Step 2. Complete the following sentences using the emotion you chose to focus on in step 1. I am feeling, write your emotion here. My blank feels like, my blank acts out by, and my blank came from. Here's an example using the emotion loneliness. I am feeling lonely. My loneliness feels like a quiet sadness from not having anyone to talk to and feeling unsupported. I feel alone even when I'm around people. I feel it in my stomach and chest like there's something built up, and I just want to turn to someone and cry to release whatever's in there. It feels like nostalgia, constantly missing people and situations where I felt supported and embraced. It feels like fear and worry about the future and how long this feeling will last. My loneliness acts out by me feeling disorganized in all I want to do, but also feeling sad and sorry for myself since I have no one to share with, relax with, or celebrate with. This emotion acts out by forcing me to feel stuck by not fully stepping into my full potential because I don't have anyone cheering me on or pushing me further. It acts out by me turning to food for comfort, pleasure, and release when what I'm really craving is connection, support, and security. My loneliness came from personally isolating myself. I have a fear, which I picked up during childhood, of getting too close to people. Being left out in middle school and kids stealing my ideas is an event that turned into a belief that I shouldn't share and that I should do everything myself. I picked up this idea like Velcro, and now it keeps me at a distance from people because I realize I'd rather be lonely than get hurt. Step 3. Now reflect on how it feels to have broken down that emotion. Perhaps visualize the emotion physically releasing from your body. What I like to do is watch in my mind's eye the pain from that emotion slowly dissipate. I see it like dirt in the wind spiraling out from my chest, or wherever you feel your emotion or pain, into the air. As it leaves, I feel relief, and it feels rad. Your challenge for this week is to try some journaling, and then send me a text or email with your thoughts about it. Don't send me your actual journal entry or a picture of your journal. Just let me know what it was like to write in your journal a little bit.